will be very happy very soon.
Let's go!
Ketchup was back on top, 14-9.
I think halftime. I think obviously if you look at the score, we came out better in the halftime, and that was it right there.
Fourth quarter. Here comes Schumacher. Back for another shot at it.
Here it is. It's that time of season. It's the holiday season, it's the end of the year, and it's time for the Hudson Valley Sports Report Dream Team for football of 2015.
Yep, I love this dream team. One of the things I really love about it is that the way we structured it, as we do with other dream teams, is that we try to pick 2 players for every position and actually build a team. And we were able to do that right down to the position, centers, guards, everything, instead of just kind of loading up on, your 8 best receivers or offensive players, because, it's football, everybody counts.
That's right, yeah, and so if this was a team, a virtual team on a bench, when you look down that bench, you'd say to yourself, boy, we've got a winning combination
here. Yeah, if you actually had that virtual team, you would think about, well, God, who am I not going to be able to play?
Yeah.
And that's how hard it was to pick. I mean, who am I going to have on this dream team, and who's going to be on dream team 2?
Right, and the reason it's so deep is because we cover 31 high schools here in the Hudson Valley area. So we had a lot to choose from, and it also was a lot to try and make sure that we got the right guys.
Yep, we wanted to get the very best of the best, of course. It didn't matter what class it was, what class they were in. We've got juniors, we've got seniors, we've got sophomores, we've got freshmen, and it's just an incredible team. And I hope everybody really enjoys what we've done with picking this team.
All right, so wait no longer. Here it is, the 2015 Hudson Valley Sports Report Dream Team for football in no particular order. Take a look. The players of the Hudson Valley Sports Report 2015 Football Dream Team are: at quarterback, from Lords, Dean Roger; from John Jay, Ryan Schumacher; and from Spackenkill, Cameron Abelos; at running back, from Marlboro, Reno Tambori; from Ketchum, Tayshawn Dodd; from Millbrook, Delvin Wood; and from Dover, Jaquan Petrell. At receiver, from Lords, Luke Timm; from Carmel, Ryan Sullivan; from Brewster, Kevin Blank; from Dover, Angus Edmondson; from Ketchum, Zahir Woody; and from Lords, Billy Wagner. On the offensive line, from Marlboro, Jonathan Sakadelis; from Putnam Valley, Constantine George; from Lords, Kevin Doyle; from Lords, Chris Mulvey; from Mayapack, Chris Kosovic; from Arlington, Ben Seibold; from Arlington, Jordan Valerius; from Millbrook, Sam Story; from Millbrook, Connor Latimer; and from Spackenkill, Ryan Devaney. At kicker, from Marlboro, Nick Mongelli. The defensive players are: for the defensive line, from Marlboro, Jonathan Sakadelis; from Lords, Kevin Doyle; from Pine Plains, Jarek Rudden; from Arlington, Jordan Valerius; from Spackenkill, Kai Venerman; and from Kingston, Kendall Collins. At linebacker, From Lords, Joe Scaglione. From FDR, Peyton Sorcy. From Marlboro, Frank Zabrowski. From Marlboro, Teo Akinboboe. From Arlington, Tanner Nielsen. From John Jay, Frankie DeFusco. From Millbrook, Chris Ross. And from Newburgh, Will Denker. At defensive backs, from Newburgh, Isaiah Williams. From Newburgh, Nigel Swift. From Arlington, Parrish Durham. From Ketchum, Aiden Foster. From Spackenkill, Alex Strom. From Rondout, Andrew Kuntz. From Carmel, Mike Delabate. And from Lords, Luke Timm. At punter, from Lords, Billy Wagner. And our all-purpose players, from Mayapack, Christian Donahoe. And from Arlington, Rob Tannenbaum. The 2015 Dream Team Offensive Player of the Year is Dean Roger from Our Lady of Lourdes High School. The 2015 Dream Team Defensive Player of the Year from Marlboro, Jonathan Sakadelis. Well, what do we tell you? An impressive team, right? All those guys, all that talent, all on one team, the Hudson Valley Sports Report Dream Team. And so now, the announcement of our Player of the Year, and I'm not going to spoil it for you. Rich Tomaselli is with him right now. Let's go to Rich.
All right, thank you, Charlie. When we decided to pick a Player of the Year for Hudson Valley Sports Report's Dream Team, what we wanted to do was have that person be representative of our area. And by that I mean, we have an Offensive Player of the Year. It's Luke Timm's teammate, Dean Roger. We have a Defensive Player of the Year. It's Jonathan Sakadelis from Marlboro. But the overall Player of the Year, we wanted to be somebody who did a little bit of both, because in this area, in our area, a lot of teams, the kids go both ways. And nobody was better at it than this guy. Luke Timm, Our Lady of Lourdes, is our overall Player of the Year. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
I actually wanted to talk a little bit. We'll get to all the records and everything. I actually wanted to talk a little bit about defense. I don't think a lot of people knew that you started at defensive back. You had 8 interceptions during the year. How difficult was it? Is it to go both ways?
Yeah, the whole game. It's strenuous. You're on the field constantly, 24/7. There's no breaks. So. Yeah. There's times when your legs are just kind of giving out, and you just got to fight through it.
Did you learn anything or glean anything from playing defensive back these last few years that helped you as a wide receiver?
Yeah, definitely, because you see the technique and stuff from the wide receivers, and you use the technique that they use against them. Like when I run routes, I would use that when I was covering someone, and vice versa. So. Yeah, it works both ways.
All right. Coach Walsh was in here previously. He was our coach of the year. He was talking a little bit about the way you matched up with teams. How did you go into individual matchups defensively? Because he talked about the key to wins over Somers and Eastchester was the fact that you were able to shut down their big receiver.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the coach would he would have me go with wherever the player moved all game, and I would just be following them one-on-one.
All right, let's talk some offense. All kinds of record sets, sectional records, state records, 18 catches in the state championship game. Let's start with that. When you're up there, the whole aura of playing for a state championship, was there any point during the game that you realized, boy, I'm really racking up a lot of receptions here?
I mean, I knew I was doing well, but I didn't think it was that many. I wasn't really paying attention. I don't know. You don't really realize it when you're playing.
Yeah, I'm sure you're not counting.
So, yeah, sometimes I feel like some games you think you're doing really well, you do all right, and some games you don't really realize how well you're doing, and that's what it was like, yeah.
Right. What are some of the things, especially now that you're graduating, I guess it doesn't matter because, there's nobody left here who's going to cover you. What techniques are you using offensively to get open that much? I mean, at some point, teams are going to figure, South Park probably figured, this guy's got 10, 12, 15 catches. I mean, but you still ended up with 18. What are some of the techniques and style you're using to get open?
We run a lot of double move patterns, so I'll make it seem like I'm going one way and all of a sudden just go the opposite way. And I also, whenever I'm running my routes, I always make sure I plant the opposite way to get the defender to turn his hips and then go the other way.
Right. At what point this season, you and I had talked earlier when we were doing the Meet the Warriors thing, and there were moments in the season that you had mentioned. There are probably multiple, but the Rye game, you guys felt, even though you lost, that you felt that we can compete at any level at that point. At what point did you feel, boy, we got something special going on here? We really can,
I'd say after the third game against Somers, we really brought it to them. We were hungry and we really wanted to win, and we came out with a huge victory.
And that's a program that's pretty steep in
they've always been.
too.
Yeah, definitely.
So you guys knew that.
Yeah, we knew that. So we won that game, and we kicked their butts. We played really well. Yeah.
All right, so let's get past the sectionals a little bit. You come back after the loss to Rye on just a absolutely brutal night with the rain and the wind. You come back, you beat them for the sectional title game. At that point, did you start looking at the rest of the matchups and the brackets for the state and think about how far you could go?
I didn't really look at the brackets at all. I just kind of took one game at a time. I mean, I know it's cliche to say take one game at a time, but that's what we did. We didn't really focus on anyone else. That's what we do throughout the year. Every game is we just focus on that team that's coming up. We don't really look ahead.
Right. What's the deal with the walking stick?
Oh, I don't. It's a long story. Me and Mulvey, we just one day saw these stabs in H&M or something. I forget where it was. I don't even know. A Pier 1, I think, and we bought them. And then I was like, we should use this. And
so an impulse buyer.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's talk just a little bit more about the state championship. You didn't have a chance, which Brian and I had discussed quite a bit leading up to that week, because of state rules or whatever. You didn't have a chance to go and even have a walkthrough at the stadium, at the Carrier Dome. What was it like when you first walked in? You come out of the tunnel and you're like,
yeah, it's amazing. It's the first step on that field. It's like, wow. I mean, the turf is amazing. It's just new turf they put in,
right.
And just seeing how high up it is. How it's huge. The atmosphere is insane. It was amazing.
It got loud in there too.
Yeah, it got very loud.
Yeah, it's good feedback.
Yeah, awesome.
But once you finally got into the game, did all of that kind of go away?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's some points of the game where you couldn't really hear what coach was saying. It was that loud. But yeah, definitely. We just adjusted to it.
Well, it's dream season for the dream team. He's our player of the year. That's Timm. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
All right, thanks.